Hello, my name is K.MOSSMAN and I've got something great for you today. A pulp fiction writer from Shropshire in England. Adam Mitchell writes atmospheric stories, and one of those is called City Central Tales, which I've read, and it takes you back to those days when alcohol was prohibited in the 20s, 30s America, where private eyes and police were forever hunting the criminal. Well, today Adam's got a new book coming out, and wait till I show you this. This is the new cover. Isn't it gorgeous? I absolutely love it. It's called The Queen and the Viper, as you saw, and it features Jack Malone, who was from his book The Long Lost Angel. So without further ado, I'm going to read you a little extract from chapter 1. Of all the dames who chose to call the warm sun and sandy beaches a fair Liberty City home, Peggy Ellen was truly one of a kind. She had something about her, an allure that all women had, as all women are queens in their own right. But of these women, only a few came close to near perfection, and out of those rare few, only a handful truly mastered that special something that set them apart. Well, one man thought so, a man she was waiting to see, a lieutenant who secretly loved her, a man who thought the world of her, and she was his world. The woman sat outside the office as rain rattled against the window pane, sending echoes throughout the police station. The same was true in the lieutenant's office, as a dark, low-lying grey cloud filled the sky outside. Despite the weather, a warm front had blown in from the coast, and the temperature was making everybody on the streets of Liberty uncomfortable. The feeling of the city drifted into the office, which was on the top floor of the building. Lieutenant Malone rocked back in his chair. His strong fingers gripped the oak arms tightly. If he let them go, it would be more than dire. His fingers were doing it more by instinct than anything else. He was trying everything he could to avoid the covered object on his cluttered desk. The object sat there nestled in between a now empty bottle of scotch and an ever-growing pile of paperwork. Malone's office was normally more than big enough, but now it felt small and cramped. The lieutenant kept his eyes away from the glass tray as he reached for the phone. "Okay, Claudia, send her in." A moment later, the woman sitting outside came in, and she wouldn't have been out of place in any of the top socialite lunch parties or events that popped up throughout the city. She was astoundingly beautiful, and she hadn't even tried at it. Her looks were not so angelic as to draw attention, but enough to blend in and catch someone's eyes, even only for a fleeting glance. Her eyes were deep hazel and always calm, as if nothing could shock her, let alone surprise her. The well-dressed woman wrinkled her nose. "Mr. God, Lieutenant, a Joe can't live without food, water, or, well, air, and I'm told it stunts growth, if you know what I mean. For the sake of your girl, crack open a window." Lieutenant Jack Malone took off his hat and wiped his clammy forehead with a shirt sleeve. "Feel free, Ellen." From behind the desk, Malone nodded towards the cigarette box, one he kept next to the well-stocked drinks cabinet, a gift from the mayor for a job well done and his long service. But after looking it over, Peggy declined. "So, no window. OK, fine, don't believe me. Ask the ME, sir." Acting Detective Sergeant Peggy Ellen, second grade, looked at his superior with an almost comical grimace. The object in the middle of Malone's desk was turning him to an almost pale green, but it had no chance in turning her stomach for a second. It would take a lot more than that to upset her resolve. "Chief, that's brief transfer to Hub City Organised Crime Division. It'll take more than that little souvenir to turn me yellow," she said, mocking his masculinity subtly. "After all, I saw some things over there." Malone lifted one corner of the thick white cloth covering the glass tray on his desk. It revealed a clear glass cylinder of formaldehyde. "What's left of a woman's thigh after a small army of rats had had their fill," he declared. Ellen's lips puckered, but her resolve stayed the same. "Where'd it come from, sir?" 21st Precinct, North 102nd, Malone replied after consulting a pocketbook. "Robert Doyle, probationer. Found a child trying to salvage the white cloth that seems to have been used to package our little gift, which had also been tied with postal string. Boyle's beat takes him near the docks on 98th. The thing that here is on the tide flat at the side of the adjoining transcontinental pier." When was this, Jack?" "This morning around 9, Doll. Doc said it's been there a week or give or take a day. He says some flies have laid eggs or something near the bone. I don't know, but the doc says it confirms the time of death. I don't really understand the science, but I've not got nearly enough certificates to argue with a man who does." And that's it. That exciting start is the new book, which is coming soon. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.